when he was younger, he had 10 children, and he called his youngest son Narayan, as we noticed. A lot of you may know the story, and he was 88 years old when the time of death came, and at that point, yeah, the Yamadutas, the messengers of death, were there waiting for him, and this is interesting because, when we leave our body, devotees usually should be okay, and the Vishnu Dutas come, but this is also interesting because it's not as, what would you say, we don't use it for fear, but it's just a fact that when death comes, you have to go and answer for the things you've done wrong, and also you get played back the things you've done, the good things you've done. But luckily, because there's no loss or diminution, his great fortune, because he chanted the name Narayan. He called his son. He would always play with his son, and his son meant a lot to him. And when he called him, because he's really old man, and he was called the Yamadutas, they put the noose around his neck and started pulling him. I know I've got a friend actually, he was watching one poor man leave his body. He was trying to chant and help him, and he saw the guy was laying like that, and his head kept coming forward like that. And it was the same explanation actually as what the Yamadutas do when they pull this subtle body out of the gross body to take it take you to the court of Yamaraj. But anyway, so they were pulling Ajamil, and but he called out his son Narayan, and his voice was choked up. He was crying because he loved his son, but because he called it with tears in his eyes, and it wasn't pure, but it was with feeling, and it was unoffensive. It was Namabas. He chanted Namabas. There was no offense. And the Vishnu Dutas appeared. So the Vishnu Dutas came. And the Yamadutas never seen the Vishnu Dutas before. So they said, "Who are you? We're in charge of this part now." They're in a dark cell, because they take you there. There's like a dark dungeon they were in. They take you to that realm. And the Vishnu Dutas, their effulgence lit it all up. And in their deep voices like thunder clouds, they said, "He's chanted the name of God purely, he's without offense." So they had I don't know the exact details, but it's very intricate, but they had a little talk with each other, and then the Yamadutas sort of thought, "Okay, we better go back and see Yamaraj. You better take him along. We're not going to mess with you guys." That was the Vishnu Dutas. So they rescued the devotee. And it's mercy, isn't it? It's mercy. We're looking for mercy. So when we chant Hare Krishna, Prabhupada says chant with feeling, and it's like you're asking, you're calling, should be in the mood of prayer. And one devotee said, a nice senior devotee said, someone said to him, "What does Hare Krishna mean? What do you mean when you chant?" He said, "I'm calling for help." He said, "Help. Dear Lord, help me." That was the mood. And I thought this was really nice, actually, because we were asking for help, actually. It's hard sometimes to focus and chant sincerely, but we just got to, rise early and chant and try to hear. Prabhupada says you should try to hear. I'm not an expert at chanting at all. I'm still very, very early stages, but he says you should chant in a prayerful mood and try to hear the holy name. And hope, and at the time of death, it will be tested as, like the Prabhupada said, don't be a parrot chanter. Don't be like a parrot. The parrot's in the cage, and I can chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But they said when the cat comes, he doesn't chant. He goes, "Ooh," makes that noise of death. And so don't be like that when it's. I think so it's actually chanting with feeling. Yes, for three main things: chanting, association devotees, and hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, residing, coming to the temple to see the Lord, and honouring prasadam. These keep us strong in Krishna consciousness. Times they're quite testing times now in the world, as we see, looking at the news, and not that I watch the news much, but the material world's meant to be like that. Sometimes it heats up, sometimes it goes cold, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But these times now, so many threats and everything's coming to a bit of a peak. It's a really good time for. It's always a good time for spiritual life, but this is a good catalyst. These times now, when bad times come, devotees are chanting more. They take more shelter of Krishna. They go deeper. When the good times come, that's when the planets change. When the auspicious planets go into their signs and life gets a bit easy, then we still don't want to take our foot off the gas. We want to keep ourselves moving spiritually and still rising early and chanting, association. It'll all come around again. That's the way the world works. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. No matter what happens, we still carry on, and we're preparing to go back to Godhead. This is the goal. We don't want to keep coming round. I'm going to stop here. Has anyone got any questions or anything? No problem. Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, I didn't hear much of it. Just the last point. That so many things are happening in the world. Like also things like death. We could die any moment, but it just doesn't sink in.
No.
It doesn't hit us in the heart that it's actually going to happen, and we're not ready. How can we allow these things to sink in the reality of life?
That you're saying that even though things are going on in the world,
like people are just walking around like nothing's happening.
And it's getting pretty hot out there in some ways, and death is sometimes seems quite close in some ways, and people are still not taking it seriously. And yes, of course, it's as we know, the text from Mahabharata that Yudhisthira, Yamaraj asked Yudhisthira, he said, "What's the most amazing thing in this world?" I say it to myself all the time, Most amazing thing in the world is every day, a relative may, throughout our life, our relatives die, we see people die, and every day on the news, people go to death's abode. But we never think no, not me, it won't happen. But, we've had quite an easy life in this generation, I think. Not that we want it to get bad, but Prabhupada's given us all the artillery we need, really. He's always, the main thing is reading Prabhupada's books. You've got to really try and read every day, as much as we don't want to, and as difficult as it is because, of all the internet and all those distractions and all the YouTube and all the TikToks or whatever's there. But actually we need to, each day, make a sankalpa, make a vow that we're going to read. And read some purports and translations of Srila Prabhupada, especially Bhagavad Gita, because it speaks the real sense and the real truth, and he prepares us. The most important lesson is what no one trains for is the lesson of death. I work with the cows personally. I do a lot of nursing, and I see a lot of cows sometimes come into our hospital, and older ones, and they're getting ready to go, and then they pass away. They're great teachers, and some of the cows are amazing because they really get focused. They know when they can't struggle anymore, and it's time. Then they start. It's almost like they go in samadhi, like in not a full trance, but they stop eating, they stop drinking, and they just. I wouldn't be surprised if they're thinking of God, and we don't know the cow's consciousness. They say animals don't, but. I'm sure they've got their personal relationships. Wherever they're going, because they've done their service for Krishna, they're going to a very... Prabhupada said if they're giving milk to the temple and the deities, they go back to Godhead. But I'd say, and I see this a lot, and sometimes it doesn't drum into me. I'm thinking I'm okay. I'm not doing bad for 51. I can still walk around and I still do a bit of jogging. But at some point, it's gonna come. But we're very fortunate because we have, Krishna consciousness, and we're going to need all the help we can get sooner or later. Especially if we got the privilege or the chance to have a few days. At the end of our life, we might have a few we would like to go out fast, but do you want to go out really fast? You know, you don't want to get hit by. If you had a choice, you wouldn't want to get killed too fast. You wanted sort of, oh, maybe give me a day or two. You know, I can sort of chant, have a few devotees there. Or you don't want it too long, so you're rotting in the bed, you know. I mean, it's... Anyway, sorry, babbling on there. Prabhupada said that, she said birth is very painful, death is very painful. But if you're in Krishna consciousness, it's, you know, it can be like a lightning flash. You can cross over the head of death. So, anyway, we're getting close. I don't know. Okay, Antarat Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Premanandi, Haribo. Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Goa Chandil Arati Koshoba Jana Vita Tavane Jagamana Loma Ate Advaita Shine Pasachatada Manor